I call the regular meeting of the Milliken Board of Trustees, Wednesday, October 24th, to order. Please rise for the Pledge of Allegiance.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
The town clerk, please call the roll.
Yes, Mayor. Trustee Trailer? Here. Trustee Ehrlich?
Here.
Trustee Wakeman?
Here.
Trustee Smith?
Here.
Mayor Pro Tem Austin?
Here.
Mayor Woodcock?
Here.
Trustee Katie Burek is absent.
Agenda approval. Does anyone have any additions or deletions to the agenda?
Yes, Mayor. We do have, in addition to the agenda, a proclamation for Veterans Day.
That was my question.
So, what do you guys want to add?
I move that we add the proclamation to the agenda right after citizens' comments.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Alrighty. Citizens' comments. Any citizens' comments? All right, moving on to the proclamation. I have Mayor Pro Tem read it.
Can I have Mayor Woodcock approach the podium, please? And Terry Carroll, could you please join him? Thank you. Town of Milliken Veterans Day Proclamation. Whereas November 11th was established in 1918 to recognize the sacrifices made by our military men and women. Since that time, November 11th has long held a cherished place in the hearts of every American. President Eisenhower later issued the first Veterans Day proclamation encompassing all military conflicts and acknowledged every military member who has served. And whereas, since the humble beginnings of our independence, courageous Americans have stepped forward to protect this country and protect our ideals. The liberty that we, as U.S. citizens, enjoy comes at a price paid by these valiant men and women. And whereas, we recognize the sacrifice of those who have served in defense of this nation and the loved ones who stand beside them, recognizing the heroes who gave the ultimate sacrifice and all those who have not returned home. And whereas, the town of Milliken has among its citizens volunteers and employees, individuals who have served in the United States Armed Forces. And whereas, we are reminded to give our thanks to them, to serve our veterans as they served us, and to help us appreciate the cost of freedom. And whereas, our community, through our local shadow company, is doing its part to recognize and remember veterans within a community celebration on November 3rd, 2018. And now, therefore, on behalf of Mayor Bo Woodcock and the Board of Trustees, we hereby proclaim November 3rd, 2018 as a community day to honor our veterans in remembrance of Veterans Day, November 11th, 2018. Dated this 4th day of October, 2018. That's the whole.
Thank you.
Thank God I made it.
Sure, I did that right. Again, thank you. I appreciate that. Minutes of the previous meeting. Is there any discussion or comments on the minutes?
I move we approve the minutes as
Second.
written.
All right.
All-
sitting there.
Yes.
All in favor?
Aye.
Acknowledgement of paid list of bills.
I have nothing for this month, but I do have a question that will be coming up on next month's list of bills. Chief Garcia. I very recently had the opportunity to sign 2 checks for people that had their tires spiked. So my understanding of the incident is the town of LaSalle required assistance to put out tire spikes for a person who was evading law enforcement. We
Yep.
did so, and it was an unfortunate incident that 2 citizens got caught in that. So my
Yeah.
question is, we paid for the tires as rightfully, but the town of
Yeah.
LaSalle will be the complainant, the arresting party. So
Yes.
how do we get reimbursed for those tires, even though I know that the suspect is supposed to do restitution? Wouldn't that go to the town of LaSalle?
Yes, actually, there were 4 female suspects in the vehicle. They were all arrested. They all had warrants. So one of the things that we'll do is, with the information that Michelle gave me regarding the bill, that'll be going to Chief Harvey so that they can add that into their report for reimbursement. So that's, yeah, it was very unfortunate. They did, so everybody knows the story. They did contact us to go out and assist on the pursuit. We, with spike sticks. We did have 2 officers go out. They were coming down Highway 60. We set out the stop sticks. A couple of vehicles came in front of the pursuit. Fortunately, they got spiked, but the suspects also got spiked too. So we were able to catch them. LaSalle was able to make an arrest on that. So
Okay.
nobody was hurt. A couple of tires, but no persons. So, which was good. Or
Thank you
officers.
for the clarification.
You're welcome.
That's all.
That's all your questions?
Guess we know
That's
they
all my
work, huh?
questions. What?
I guess we know they work, huh?
Yes, they do. I guess we shouldn't be, people should know better than to run from law enforcement. I'm done.
All right. Town administrator's report.
Yes, Mayor, trustees, our 2018 street maintenance project is finishing up. A few more streets to do, but we've done a majority of everything that we planned to do. Plus, we were able to build in a couple that we didn't think qualified to have the overlay done. We are pleased with the program. I'd like to thank the citizens for their patience, for the inconvenience, for the time they were on their street doing it. The 2019 budget that you're going through now will include approximately $700,000 to continue that street maintenance program into next year. And of course, first on the list are those blocks north of Broad Street, from Irene to Cora, Beulah, and Cherry Avenue. We've got some storm drainage issues we got to take care of first. And as you heard earlier this evening on the sewer budget, they've got a sewer project that'll be crossing a couple of those streets. So we didn't forget about this older part of town. It is being scheduled for next year, and that should be late spring or early summer by the time that starts. That's all I have.
Any questions for?
I just have a comment. So my area was done just this past week, and I was very impressed with the company that was working on it, their contact with residents. They just did a superb job, I felt, of handling that as professionally as possible. Heard of a few hiccups, and I think that they handled those extremely well too.
And they are the only company in the area that is doing the microsurfacing right now. We've had a few other communities come look at the product that's being put down, and I think that process will expand to other areas in the future.
Did you say that the life of the microfiber is 8 to 10 years?
Yes, they estimate it from 10 to 12 years.
10 to 12?
Yeah. And after the storm we had, we kind of marked those streets on a calendar. Want to see if the life on those is the same as when it was warmer. They claim it will be, but we want to pay attention to that.
Anything else? Your comments? Well, there isn't a whole lot on the agenda tonight. Nothing on the consent agenda, nothing on the action agenda. The only thing that's next on is the executive session. So, thanks for coming to the meeting tonight. I appreciate it. But we're going to go into an executive session now. What'd I do?
The motion.
Well, I know, I gotta wait for a motion, but I was being nice and telling people. Take a motion for going into executive session.
So I move that we go into an executive session pursuant to CRS 24-6-402, subsection 4E regarding IGA with the fire district.
Second.
Second.
It's a race.
Do you also move to adjourn right after the executive session?
Do we have any further business?
No, yeah, I like that one.
Okay, then we will adjourn. I amend my motion to include adjourning right after the executive session.
Second. Can I do that?
Yes.
You did it right.
Town clerk, please call a roll call. vote.
For both motions.
Trustee Smith.
Yes.
Trustee Early.
Yes.
Trustee Trailer.
Yes.
Trustee Wakeman.
Yes.
Mayor Pro Tem Austin.
Yes.
Mayor Woodcock.
Yes.